Last night's bombing campaign was a big one. Every hour on the hour. Here's CENTCOM Commander Brad Cooper.
Just yesterday, we had strike waves nearly every hour from different locations and directions going into Iran. We also took out the last of 4 Soleimani-class warships. That's an entire class of Iranian ships now out of the fight. I'd characterize our strikes as being unpredictable, dynamic, and decisive.
Every Iranian ship we see in the Strait gets sunk, and now every ship that's docked is dead.
Here, you see an Iranian Jamaran-class warship, a large patrol ship, a drone smuggling vessel, and 4 other surface combatants docked at Chabahar port in the Gulf of Oman the day before we launched Operation Epic Fury. Here's the same pier 4 days later, all ships taken out of action. Here you see 2 Iranian surface combatants docked at an Iranian naval base near the Strait of Hormuz, just hours into the campaign. And here's what they look like 3 days later, engulfed in flames after we struck them with a precision weapon.
60 ships are gone, and now their ports are next. The president warned Iran to lay off the Strait, but overnight, a Thai tanker got clipped along with 2 others. And now another tanker off the coast of Iraq was also just hit. Trump's responding. Central Command's warning Iranian citizens to leave all Iranian ports. So far, we haven't targeted Iran's oil infrastructure. It could get lit up tonight. Operation Epic Fury is just about over 10 days in, and 5,500 targets have been struck. Over the last 24 hours, Iran has only launched 9 ballistic missiles. 9. U.S. firepower has decimated Iranian stockpiles, and now we're pivoting and hitting their defense industrial base. A ballistic missile manufacturing plant just got popped. This is critical to the mission. Disarm them and prevent them from rearming. The president telling Axios that the Air Force is running out of targets. There's practically nothing left to hit. Certain targets we're saving for later in case they don't behave.
They've lost their Navy. They've lost their Air Force. They have no anti-aircraft apparatus at all. They have no radar. Their leaders are gone. And we could do a lot worse to one another. We're leaving certain things that if we take them out, or we could take them out by this afternoon, in fact, within an hour, they literally would never be able to build that country back.
No one's seen or heard from the new Ayatollah. He's allegedly wounded, hiding in a bunker, and people think he has, quote, the charisma of a boiled potato. Soon he won't be able to pay his troops. Iran's largest bank was just hit in a missile strike. It's responsible for paying members of the Iranian military and the Guard. The country's already in a currency crisis. We're hearing some reports of desertions, and that could accelerate if there's no payday Friday. Trump telling Axios he can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
You just said it is a little excursion, and you said it is a war. So which one is it?
Well, it's both. It's both. It's an excursion that will keep us out of a war. For them, it's a war. For us, it's turned out to be easier than we thought.
Tehran's only plan is to wait it out and hold the energy market hostage. After hitting tankers and refineries, Iran's threatening to hit Middle East banks. But their biggest target, the Strait. They haven't mined it, but they haven't made it smooth sailing.
They started talking about mines, so we hit 28 mine ships as of this moment, 28. Like using the same weapon, the exact same weapon that we use against the drug dealers in the water.
The United States cannot let Iran control the Strait, or even appear to control the Strait. The United States would lose power and prestige, and it would put a high bottom on oil prices. Ghost tankers are going out with Iranian oil over to China, but our allies' oil is under threat, and that's unacceptable. Chubb, one of the world's largest insurance companies, is promising to backstop the shipping. Trump says the tankers have the green light.
Are you talking to the CEOs of various oil companies, encouraging them to use the Strait of Hormuz?
Yeah, I think they should. I think they should. I think they should use the Strait. In my opinion, look, we took out just about all of their mine ships in one night.
As a short-term cushion, the world's leading economies are releasing reserves, 400 million barrels. It's the largest oil release in history. Japan's taking the lead, and we're going to release a few million, too. And on top of that, Chevron and Shell are about to close in on the first production deal in Venezuela. We could get up to 4 million barrels a day from our new friend. Oil remained in the 80s today, and inflation came in at just 2.4%. Great news. But that's probably going to go up this month because of the war. Luckily, Saudi pipelines are pushing oil west into the Red Sea and avoiding all the drama. So we've got to protect the kingdom. China, on the other hand, taking a hit. There's a gasoline panic, and drivers are lining up around the block to fill up before the numbers jump. The president knows oil producers only have a few weeks before they run out of storage and have to halt production. So if the Strait can't fully open, we'd have to wrap this mission up by April. The Israelis might have a different agenda, full-on regime change. And they won't stop going down the kill chain until they find a guy they like. That could take a while longer than President Trump has patience for. We might not get what we got in Venezuela, but as long as Iran's completely disarmed and can't threaten America and the Strait with missiles, drones, and nukes, the president will take the win. U.S. intelligence believe the Iranians squirreled away what's left of their uranium into what's known as Pickaxe Mountain, a nearly impenetrable bunker buried deep in granite where evil scientists have been working around the clock, cobbling back together a program that was obliterated during Operation Midnight Hammer. The bunker busters might not be able to do the trick. Reports say special forces might have to be inserted to physically shut it down on the ground. And we also have Karg Island, 15 miles off Iran's coast, their main export terminal, essentially the country's cash register. Karg's Iran's oil lifeline. If we seize it, it's over. That option remains on the table. Both sides waiting to see who blinks first. So far, the president says, in a way, we've already won.
Epic Fury! Is that a great name? Well, it's only good if you win. You know, you can only do. And we've won. They gave me a list of names at General. Sir, you can pick the name you'd like, sir. I said, the name of what? The name of the attack on Iran, sir. And they gave me like 20 names. And I'm like falling asleep. I didn't like any of them. Then I see Epic Fury. I said, I like that name.